And of course, two players from Italy, they're going to know each other's playstyles. They've also played in tournament recently. They played in Salt Mine World Warrior Europe West number 4. That was this month, folks. And in that, Geeck-0 got a 3-0 win. So pretty substantial. However,
14 days ago, really.
The very previous EU West World Warrior, that was won by Mr. Wolf in September, 3-1. So some recent back and forth in significant tournament play. I'm not sure what's happening in non-tournament play, of course. But when it comes to tournaments, that's what's come up so far. Now, they played forever ago in 2019, whatever. It's Geeck-0 who won 3-2. But more recently, and very recently, a little bit of back and forth.
What's interesting about that is also Geeck-0 has shown off the option of Juri, and Mr. Wolf has shown off the option of Nikali. Whether or not that's going to be the case right now, I don't think so. Obviously, it's going to be Cammy versus Seth, but maybe down the line, if a counterpick does happen, we might potentially see those characters. It all depends on how this goes down. Again, 3 out of 5, this is going to be do or die time. Losers finals, Geeck-0 versus Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf with the same loadout, both of them with the same loadout as they've been using. Geeck-0 moving right on through knee bullet. Too early. That's
knee
right.
Bullet, huh?
It's called the knee bullet.
All right, I believe you. It is, yeah. I'm not even going to contest that. But yeah, I feel like that's an option we haven't seen ever from the side of Geeck-0. Already finding success with it. Mr. Wolf hitting a big confirm. Also into EX Hekatonkeries. That is the name, I promise.
Oh, it sure is.
Useless. Forward throw now. Doesn't get anything out of it. Useless again. Mr. Wolf thinks so.
So that was the trigger, and it really didn't amount to much use.
Oh!
Which one of these is supposedly the wild fella?
Apparently it's...
I love it, though. Make it happen. Here comes
This is
Mr.
tough.
Wolf. Yeah. The defense! Even there blocked it all out. Look at the gray life from just blocking. That was actually incredible.
There was a good amount of chip damage, even stacking on more so. Mr. Wolf, I think, is one confirm away with bar. Ugh, that's always a nasty position to be in. Geeck-0 taking full advantage of Mr. Wolf's tendencies to tech, and that was guess for game no matter what. So anybody, I feel like, who's anybody would have also guessed tech at that moment.
Yes. Mr. Wolf continuing to move forward. The use of Hooligan has been really effective, but also pretty unusual for Geeck-0. Not something that many Cammys go to, but he's made good work of it.
Oh. We've seen Axe Kick utilized in a good majority of Mr. Wolf's matches from top 16, but it hasn't really been utilized as much as most players haven't been susceptible to it thus far in the top 8.
It's really, yeah, okay, that makes total sense because Mr. Wolf had been moving up into the sky a little bit too freely.
I take it back. Actually, Mr. Wolf did a ton of those against Fossa. But right now against Geeck-0, that's not going to be the case. We could see the activation now from Geeck-0. No uppercut.
Oh!
He was committed to the backdash already.
No? Okay, here comes the activation. There is an invincible DP to think about, but okay.
But there's too much to think about. It wasn't even over.
It's true, yeah.
And that was the one time I think we've seen the overhead work out in such a long time from Mr. Wolf, finally landing the V-Trigger 2 mix-up opener, which has got to be a huge boost of confidence.
Man, if that was the overhead, then I got hit because I thought it was the low.
Oh, was it the low? Actually,
No, you could be right, too. I really am
if
not
he does
sure,
the
dude.
swing downward, that's the low. I might have blinked. No, I think it was the low. My mistake.
I'm not sure either way, man.
Because if he swings downward, it's the low, but if he swings over, it's the blade overhead. That's disgusting. I thought it was going to be...
Surprised to see that.
I thought that was going to hit. I was like, you are a dirty man for that. But luckily for Geeck-0, it did not.
Classic finisher. So Mr. Wolf, interesting with the super. Just it's a big commitment is all. Obviously, EXDP is also a big commitment. It's crush counterable, which is also bad news. Maybe you wanted to avoid that, but still, that's all the resources in terms of regular meters spent.
That's rough. That is a pretty big rough shot. I mean, like, had he gotten blocked with the EX uppercut, he still had another chance to do it again if he'd be. But yeah, just spending the entire critical art, that was, I mean, that had to be an input error for Mr. Wolf. Oof. I'm still trying to check the movement with low forward. After that slight block swing off of the lights. Oof. I love that option. The very early V reversal from the side of Geeck-0. Doesn't want to be cornered against the Wolf. Man, that was such a quick reaction off the Mad Cradle.
Amazing. Ooh. Suddenly it's Geeck-0 really shutting down the air approach. Considering how important that air approach has been for Mr. Wolf, if Geeck-0 can get that, that would be huge.
A lot more calm in the approach from Mr. Wolf, playing it a lot more grounded. And as soon as I say that, takes the opener with the axe kick.
Huh.
It's bad.
Dashing forward after that, wow. Stealing a turn. Is Mr. Wolf, he's got the grab.
There it is.
What do you got? What is that?
That is the low. That is the low. Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
if Seth is swinging downward, I missed it the last time with a big opener from the V-trigger too. If he swings downward, that is the low. Why is that a low?
Because it's cool, man.
Okay. That's the answer, huh? Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, that's probably dead.
Crouching
he gets
jab,
the
nice
link!
cradle.
Yes.
Or actually, yeah, Geeck-0 is just fine as well. You are doing more than enough damage. Minimum damage scaling is going to ensure this kill.
Oh, yeah,
Boom.
exactly.
Yep. Is that a halo on Seth's side?
Yes, that's got a halo.
Kinda. It's like tilted. It's like straight up. But anyways, yeah, I mean, like that was a great offensive sequence coming in from Mr. Wolf. Pretty much undeterred from what had happened, what had transpired in the previous game. Pretty much wasting off that critical art. Not phased by that one bit.
Of course, you can see the utility there of having that super. So much extra damage of it. Do you know how that works? Super does more damage. Good point, David.
Absolutely.
Good point.
Good analysis.
Thanks, man. I'll look up Takamura's lines for more analysis in just a sec.
Unnecessary. You can just pretty much
I'm ready.
make it up on the fly. Always ready. The matches will be interesting.
Here comes Geeck-0, suddenly moving forward. And Mr. Wolf. Both had similar ideas at almost the same time.
Oh boy. What's going to be happening now for Mr. Wolf, though? He's so focused on the ground game. Yeah, and he actually checks Geeck-0 dashing up forward, but what happens now? Like, he's going to start moving forward with some of these medium-range normals. No, he's keeping it so tough to, like, track down. He's keeping it airborne. He's keeping it grounded with medium punches.
Yeah, he's playing a fireball character, basically. Oh, no.
Nothing.
Oh, no!
Hello?
Well, unfortunate for Geeck-0, the big miss. But, yeah, Mr. Wolf doing a great job. Jeez. Geeck-0 at least getting it that time, so getting through into the corner.
There's the V-reversal.
You know, V-reversals that move very far forward are better at escaping that than others, and that's a great example.
Oh, that's huge.
That beat back strong, wow.
Oh, you could still get a trade. You could have done EX Hecatonkers. Oh, he wants to save it for critical, I'd imagine.
Sure, but he's not going to get the chance as Geeck-0 takes the round. Look at the time. You know, these two characters, neither one has much life. Both of them have big burst damage, and yet they have been slow rounds. Maybe in part because of that. Neither one wants to take the big commitment because they know that they could go downhill so fast.
Yeah.
So back to this effectively a fireball character game that Mr. Wolf is playing.
Oh.
He wants to get the DP anti-air. He wants to control that mid-range with V-Skill 1 and with far spin kick.
And keeping it, yeah, chipping away little by little. And when he's outside of range, he'll throw in some of those heavier normals. We haven't seen Geeck-0 be as offensive. A lot of the counter poking has been from the side of Mr. Wolf.
Hey, here's a
Oh,
boy.
that's still huge.
That was definitely a big chance. Instead, Mr. Wolf is the one who finds the big chance.
Off of a counter hit, crouching medium punch, Geeck-0 had an opportunity, but opted to go for crouching heavy punch instead. Paying
Dash
dire
into
for it.
pressure. Here's
Jeez.
Mr. Wolf.
Hecatonkers afterwards to follow up. Mr. Wolf still needs one more. Okay, I guess one more after that. Excuse me.
He looked so confident in front of a Cammy who had all those resources. That was amazing.
Oh, trigger could be an option here for Mr. Wolf. He needs to find a target combo to do it.
He wanted
and
it.
Geeck-0 knew it. Geeck-0 absolutely knew it. Crouching medium punch saves the day.
Dash in the mix.
Over EX Med. Jesus. EX Madman is what he is.
There you go. So tying it up here, not just
Woo.
1-to-1 in games, but 1-to-1 in rounds too.
Ooh. And Geeck-0 opting to just dash forward, trying to catch Mr. Wolf off guard. Being the aggressor now, Geeck-0 peppering a lot of mediums. Trying to get it well seasoned. That's just mad unfortunate.
That was so sick. I love that from Mr. Wolf. Regular jump in. And Geeck-0. Okay, yes, he finds the hit. It's been him who's getting pushed towards the corner throughout most of this.
Can't be a versatile out of this one. Is indeed the low. You're going to spend it? Yeah, this leads to a good amount of damage. You're at least, I think, like a throw away from kill.
I think that's right. I think this is dash into throw or not for the kill. Oh, no.
Jeez.
Didn't want to steal the turn this time.
Oh, spending the rest of it. EX uppercut. Woo! Now you're also within throw. Yo!
Geeck-0! 2 games to 1.
Cammy wins.
Excuse me. I don't think we've ever really seen an ender like that. Ever. So I get the idea. Most of you might be asking yourself, well, what was that uppercut? Was that supposed to be EX? No, I think he was trying to think 2 steps ahead, maybe counter to the throw with a throw invulnerable DP. That was the light DP after all.
Very, very possible. It's 2 games to 1 for Geeck-0 now, who again is, like I said, he's been the one who's been getting pushed back most of this. He's used V-reversal well, and he's jumped over occasionally.
Ooh, that's a good response against the hooligan. Oh, that was raw. That was raw DP coming in from Geeck-0.
I'll confirm yet again.
I don't think he wanted to do that early.
Yeah, right. Maybe he just is, as I was talking about, saving V-trigger for V-reversal.
Look at all the mediums, adding up some of that gray life. Mr. Wolf trying to find a way out.
Knockdown. Here's Geeck-0.
Look at the damage off of that.
Oki will come.
There it is. Finally gets an opportunity for Trigger, but now it's going to be Geeck-0 getting the confirm for Trigger himself. Yeah, so Mr. Wolf actually had that opportunity. I mean, like, he was just shy of being able to activate. Geeck-0 pretty much sniffed that out, preemptively got that crouching heavy punch. He wasn't looking for raw activation either way. It just so happened to hit Mr. Wolf.
Oh, nice. You know, if Geeck-0 wins this round, then whoever wins the finals is going to be a new character to win the CPT this year.
That's facts. That's true. Either a Cammy or a Akuma.
Yep.
That's if Geeck-0 can seal it out here. Medium pick is the way. Okay. A little bit too antsy.
That is a lot right there. Wake up, jump into the EX dive. Here's Geeck-0 who's got the corner just like that. Plus frames.
You throw again.
He is really 2 hits away from taking this. There's a
Another
grab.
throw.
Oh
What?
no, misconfirm. Unfortunate there for Geeck-0. Just didn't see it.
Final round.
Geeck-0 overcommitting. Seeing things he thought he saw.
Yeah, that could be too. Could have been a different thought rolling around in his head when he looked back on it.
Ooh. Very, very deep dive kick off of the EX hooligan. Mr. Wolf trying to counter poke with that crouching heavy kick. He's found a decent amount of success with it. Now back to the axe kick game. So hard to contest. Now the counter hit. Mr. Wolf pushing forward. 2 bars ahead.
That's a punish! Here's Mr. Wolf.
Dash up twice again. Checking the back dashes.
Geeck-0 feels suddenly like he's so frenetic almost. Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh. Uppercut! Oh, he did it again.
He was buffering. No, come on, Mr. Wolf.
Oof. Very important.
Explosion. Yeah, there
He
you
just
go.
got hit at the tail end of it. I think, was Geeck-0 already like on top of the ball? I feel like if she sat still, she would have been just fine.
He didn't need to get hit there. Yeah, he pressed the button. And
He pressed the button, right? Okay. I thought I was tripping. I'm like, there was a lot of
No.
time after the recovery.
Yeah, if that had been like, super instead, or maybe if that crouching strong had hit and then he canceled into super, maybe he would have been fine, actually. But not what happened right there. So we're going down to the very final game here in Losers Finals. And it's been awesome, man. We have had a lot of close ones here. We've had 3 3-2s so far. Here's our 4th.
Oh. Off to a great start from Mr. Wolf, despite taking a bit of damage early on. The possibility for reskill could lead to a lot of damage, and also, more importantly, I think the corner carry is pretty important here. Can't be. Yes, it can. Oh, again!
Wow, everything going well for Mr. Wolf. He's got dash into no patience. Patience.
Oh, that's huge! Yeah, you get to extend the combo. Everything's coming up Millhouse for Mr. Wolf. I gotta say, these V-skill ones have led to so much, not in just in terms of damage. Again, with the positioning, forcing Geeck-0 to make some of these errors. But also Mr. Wolf occupying a lot of the space where Geeck-0 is trying to move in, right?
Yeah, that's been a huge tail of this match. Mr. Wolf really having a lot of control over that, about 1/3, 1/2 screen in front of him, something like that. Yeah, about that spot right there. Okay, here's Geeck-0 shutting down the air approach, which has been big for Mr. Wolf from time to time. But that's about where B-Skill 1 connects. It's like max range of spin kick. Patrick's roundhouse is there. All these tools you're seeing coming up from Mr. Wolf are tough for Geeck-0 to deal with.
Oh! Just micro-stepping out of the way.
Anti-air continues to be good.
That back strong. Getting a ton of mileage off of it.
Suddenly, a lot of dashes here from Mr. Wolf. He had been a little bit more conservative in his forward room before, but here he's got the chance.
So strong with the counter hit game. The confirms have been so on point so far for Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf was really trying to give a look that could provoke a view reversal that he could block. He didn't give into it.
Activation could be the case.
Boy!
Ooh. Forward throw. What are you going to do to chase down? The backdash is there for Mr. Wolf. That's going to be more than enough damage. Mr. Wolf is going to be eliminating Geeck-0 if he does not drop the ball. He does not into the critical art. You already know what it is. Mr. Wolf now gets the run back against Takamura. Geeck-0 falling just shy. 3rd place. Still got some money in his pocket and some more experience in the Seth matchup at least.
Unfortunate end there for Geeck-0. He was at match point previously in that game just before.